Muy buenas gente, ¿qué tal estáis? Bienvenidos a mi canal, básicamente en un nuevo episodio de Call of Cthulhu. Y vamos a seguir donde lo habíamos dejado. Cargar partida, mansión de los Hopkins. Habíamos escapado de los subterráneos, nos había encontrado Bradley, creo que era Bradley. Y nos vamos otra vez a la mansión de los Hopkins como escondite. Porque tenemos allí a Winchester que seguro que nos defiende, nos dejará pasar y nos defenderá y tal. Y nada, a ver qué pasa ahora, porque... tenemos pistas, tenemos... El doctor es el doctor de la gafa será el tercero que salía en la foto. Tenemos que ver por qué el Hawking este está vivo. Mutado por el aceite puede ser, no lo sé. La paranoia del tío ese nos murió delante de nuestros ojos. Fue por la droga, por el gas. A saber. Es un pulpillo, ¿no? O algo así.
Who goes there? That nightmare again.
I need a drink. Vale. Están discutiendo ahí abajo. Chico.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Pues he hecho una mierda.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Los bustos dan yuyu, ¿eh? Todos los bustos que hemos estado viendo dan un yuyu que te cagas. Las partículas en el aire al darle la luz. Es curioso que eso se vea y no se vea el humo del tabaco cuando están fumando. Pero bueno, cada uno... No bebas, que te lo estás dejando. No sé si tendremos alguna pista. ¿Tenemos algún punto? Sí, 3. A ver... Percepción... Tía, cada vez cuesta más, ¿eh? La cordura está ahí, estamos estables. Francis Sanders. Seguimos estables. Con todas tus fuerzas, mantienes la mente ocupada para evitar las dudas y los recuerdos más dolorosos. Aún tienes mucho camino por recorrer. ¿Quién sabe dónde te llevará tu mente por los senderos de la locura? Uf, mira todas las cosas que tenemos que hacer aquí. Madre mía. Darkwater. Francis Sanders, muerto. Simon y Sarah están muertos. Este supongo que si lo hubiéramos visto antes hubiéramos visto que está muerto. Y ahora ya no está muerto. No estaba muerto, estaba de parranda. Vale. Que me da a mí que hay por aquí algo, tío. Es la sensación que me da. Mira los bustos, tío. Es que son feos que te cagas. Son como si estuvieran derretidos. Pero claro, aquí no hubo ni incendio. O sea que no tiene su lógica, pero bueno. Pues nada, vamos a darle al día este aquí. Venga, tú.
How's our fugitive?
¿Cómo está nuestro
Dr. Fuller
fugitivo?
hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Pues en primer lugar, este debería estar muerto. Ay, me queda nada.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
No se acuerda.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Pues vente, te lo enseño. Yo te enseño el túnel que está aquí al lado.
Seems you two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course. He's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
Prepárate.
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Tenía que haber dicho de ser prudentes, pero bueno, porque estamos investigando.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Vale. Irse.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Irsus. Capítulo 6. Residencia de los Sanders. Pierce, Golden y Bradley deciden unir sus fuerzas para resolver el caso Sarah Hawkins. Encuentran un rostro nuevo que seguía, el de Francis Sanders, un coleccionista de arte y amigo del artista que murió delante de Pierce. El detective va a su casa con la intención de hablar con la ayuda acerca del vagabundo que mencionó el hombre antes de morir. Vamos a ver.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
¿Y esta quién es?
Well,
Hostia,
look
es
who's
Kat.
here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Vamos a ver. Perdón por el lapsus, tío, pero es que esta noche he tenido una noche jodida. Es que no hizo nada para ayudarlo. Mantener para probar elocuencia.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Did she really care for him, after all?
Estimada señora, por la presente acusa recibe la carta que nos exige disculpas a su fallecido marido. Siento informarle que no puedo dar cumplimiento a su petición. En el momento de su ingreso firmó usted un documento de descargo donde me otorgaba permiso para disponer de él. Le transmito mis máximas condolencias, Thomas Fuller. A ver.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Xander's accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
¿Por qué no quería vender el cuadro?
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Ya se arrancó los ojos delante del cuadro, tío.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
The Shambler. He flipado, tío, o había sangre en el cuadro. Y cuando me acercas se ha ido. Te lo juro, ¿eh? Había sangre en el cuadro, tío.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a photograph.
Interesante.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Vale, pero ¿dónde está el cuadro, tío? Vale. Aquí está Cat.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Me lo quedo. La ballena y el frío. Una historia breve de Darkwater.
I could use one of those.
¿Se recetarían a Francis Sanders o a Irene? Tía, yo no paro de coger cosas, tú.
Strange.
Querido Francis,
For months,
te
Sarah
suplico que no
Hawkins
desearía poseer este
refused to
maldito cuadro.
part
Sin
with
algo
the
valora
painting.
nuestra amistad, líbrame del peso de esa
Finally give it
culpa.
away for
Me
nothing.
niego a ser la responsable de tu caída. Te lo suplico, mi querido amigo. Olvídate del vagabundo. Tu amiga Sarah Hawkins. Qué raro, durante meses Sarah Hawkins se negó a separarse del cuadro y luego lo cedió sin más.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Diario de la esposa del pastor. Este volumen dedica bastante atención a la comunidad del reverendo Wickwood. Su esposa expresa su preocupación sobre los extraños sueños que aquejan a la congregación desde su llegada a la isla. Algunos de sus miembros, incluido su marido, empiezan a hablar de sus visiones como si las enviara el mismo Dios. Ella teme que puedan sufrir el mismo destino que la tribu perdida. Desea inmutar. Llave de la galería de Sanders. Interesante.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective.
Sabía que me iba a
But as
pillar.
long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Venga, ya está. Ya se supone que ya tenemos tranquilidad. Venga. ¿Leería el libro? ¿Eh? ¿Cómo? Hostia. Esta afectará a tu destino. Maleus Bestiarium, volumen 2. Una especie de enciclopedia de criaturas monstruosas y conocidas. Empieza a pensar que existen. Me cago en... Vale, hemos hecho un progreso en el ocultismo. A ver. Ya tenemos 2. Tenemos un punto para eso. Disertación sobre cuestiones anatómicas. Esta es la obra de un estudiante en forma de libro. Aunque las observaciones que contiene son relevantes, evidencia una falta de experiencia propia de un profesional de la medicina. Sin embargo, su planteamiento nos permite concebir nuevas formas de explorar la anatomía humana. Ok. Medicina. Poco a poco, poco a poco. Poquito a poco vamos subiendo las cosas.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this
Vale,
without some
vale,
snoop
vale,
looking over
vale.
my shoulder.
Bueno. Pues por qué nos ponemos aquí para escondernos, tío? ¿Por qué? Hola, qué guapo. Una limona, por favor.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Pues sí que grande esto, tú.
The public entrance to the gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons?
¿Qué sean estas tablas, tío? Los bichos son la hostia, ¿eh? Aquí hay algo. Recarga de lámpara, vale.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Ahí está. La verdad es que está guapo el libro, el cuadro, ¿eh? Pero sí queda mal rollo así. Aquí ya hemos estado, busca por dónde hemos entrado. Esto es la recarga de aceite, supongo. A ver. A que te sacas los ojos tú también. Quítate, apártate del cuadro. Apártate del cuadro. ¿Qué me estás contando, tío? Es ciego. No oye.
What the hell was that?
¿Dónde coño está el mueble, tío? ¡Vamos! ¡Mierda! ¡Au, au, au, au! ¡Wow! Vale.
What the hell was that?
No sé cuánto tiempo aguantaré. No sé cuánto tiempo aguantaré, tío. No sé si puedo coger de aquí algo. Vale, percepción ya lo tenemos al 100%. Me sobra. No sé si anda por ahí. Hostia, me he agipado, me he agipado, me he agipado, me he agipado. ¡Vamos! Que no sé qué hay que hacer, tío. No sé qué hay que hacer. No sé cuál es la finalidad, tío, que tenemos que hacer. Evitarlo, matarlo, escondernos, hacer algo en especial.
Damn. Did it hit? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Vale, sabemos que ya tenemos que conseguir el puñal. Pero, tío. No sé, tío. No sé cómo atacar, no sé. Pues lo vamos a dejar aquí, gente, lo vamos a dejar aquí. Lo vamos a dejar aquí porque... Pues porque me voy a volver gilipollas. Y aparte también estoy medio tontado porque esta noche no he dormido nada. Pero bueno, por lo menos ya sabemos que hay que romper cosas, coger los cuchillos y utilizarlo. ¿Cómo? No lo sé. Ya lo descubriremos en el siguiente episodio. Pues nada, gente, muchas gracias por el vídeo. Como siempre, les ha gustado. Y nos vemos en el siguiente episodio. Y como siempre, sed buenos. Adiós.